We here at the Caravan and Motorhome Club absolutely love the Porsche Cayenne E-Hybrid. So much so, we named it Towcar of the Year 2024 in the Caravan and Motorhome Club's Towcar of the Year Awards. This is the updated model for 2024, and the question we want to find out is this car just as impressive?
The exterior design is much the same as its predecessor, but the front end has been sharpened up slightly, while the rear boasts a new light bar and more prominent Porsche lettering. The big changes are to be found underneath, as there's now a larger 25.9 kilowatt-hour battery pack to work with the existing 3-litre turbocharged V6 petrol engine. Total power output is now a substantial 463 brake horsepower, while the electric range is now a longer 46 miles.
It's not just the outside where Porsche's designers have been tweaking the look, they've done the same in here as well, because there is a totally new dashboard. And the thing you immediately notice is it's a little bit more modern in here. Now, the design is very similar to the Taycan, Porsche's electric saloon car, particularly with this screen in front of you. There is no traditional instrument binnacle, that's just a screen that looks like it's been propped up against the dashboard. It is crystal clear though, and you can configure it to a wide variety of things, and it's really nice indeed. Now there's a 12-inch screen in the center of the dashboard. It uses Porsche's traditional infotainment system. It works really, really well. Although I have to say, if you want the best experience in these kinds of cars, the BMW X5 with its rotary knob down here is a little bit easier to use on the move. But having said that, it's got all the connectivity features you want and all the functions that you could ever wish for. It's really good. Now for this new model, there's also a third screen, and it's over there at the passenger. So the passenger can see the speed and the navigation. They can also see features such as the radio. So there's quite a lot of functionality over there, but crucially, there's a special piece of glass, which means the driver can't see that. All I can see is a blacked out screen. It's pretty clever, that. Aside from that though, Porsche's just been tweaking things a little bit. So the center console here is different. There is no gear selector here anymore. That's up here on the dashboard. But I just love the simplicity of the climate controls buttons here. Really nice, that. And aside from that, it's just same old Porsche really, which is exquisite build quality. It's also very easy to get a comfortable driving position as well. Let's take a look in the back. Ooh. This car has got soft closed doors, optional extra that. Now, whilst Porsche has been making some changes up front, they've done nothing back here compared to the previous model. And that's absolutely fine, because the Cayenne has always had spacious rear quarters. You can easily fit a couple of 6-footers back here, loads of knee room. That seat is not actually set up in my driving position. It's got an easy entry system, this car. So that seat is all the way back to make getting in and out a bit easier. And look how much space I've got. I mean, I'm 5'11" and I've got tons of knee room. Headroom is very good, despite this car's optional extra panoramic sunroof. But yeah, more than enough space back here. You can fit a middle passenger at a squeeze, probably better for short journeys because there is a huge transmission tunnel in the middle here. But these seats are pretty flexible. They slide backwards and forwards and they recline, so you can get really very comfortable back here, or you can pull the seats forward and open up a little bit more space in the boot. It's just that some rivals from BMW, Audi, Volvo, etc., they do offer 7 seats at this price point. The Cayenne is a strict 5-seater. Aside from that, there is a very handy armrest here, very comfortable, at a really nice height is that. There's also climate control back here and 2 USB-C charging ports. Round at the boot, And the Cayenne, unsurprisingly, has a pretty large boot, although it must be said that this being the E-Hybrid, boot space is only 545 litres. If you go for a non-E-Hybrid, it's closer to 700, but it's still a very usable space. Nice square opening. This car has got optional air suspension. It's around £1,800 optional extra. I shall come back to this later on, but it's something that's really worth speccing. It also means that if you're loading heavy items in here, you can easily lower the car down, as so, with these buttons on the side of the boot, or even raise it. So there's a bit of flexibility there. While we're here, there's also controls for the tow bar. It's an electric system. It's about £945 option, this. It's the only tow bar Porsche offers. And one thing I will say, it's lovely it being electric, but my word, does it take a long time to actually appear, and it makes quite a racket as well. Aside from that, there are a couple of little cubbies either side of the boot, but your boot is a little bit impacted by having the charging cables. They're here in this very natty bag, but they are pretty heavy and pretty cumbersome. They do take up quite a bit of space. The last thing I want to mention, which is a really nice touch, is you get 40-20-40 split folding rear seats, giving you an extra little bit of flexibility.
Every generation of Cayenne has been fantastic to drive, and the latest version is no different. It's without doubt one of the sharpest big SUVs around. From the delicious steering feel to the agile chassis, it's a sheer joy to drive. Whenever we drive the Cayenne when hitched, it always amazes us how capable it is. For the most part, it feels as though it isn't towing anything at all. Part of this sensation is due to how well the car transitions between petrol and electric power, but also with the optional air suspension at how it keeps the car and outfit so beautifully level. The Cayenne's accurate steering and reactive chassis really does mean it takes control of the Caravan in a balanced and confident fashion. In conclusion, the improvements Porsche has made to the Cayenne boost its usability and updates the car's modernity, but crucially haven't altered how the car drives or tows. The Cayenne E-Hybrid is one outstanding tow car.